If you're on the hunt for Valentine's Day plans or simply a fan of the arts, consider checking out a new play coming to our area next month. Stained Glass Playhouse will present their production of Plaza Suite.
And so let's welcome in this morning Greg Vogelsmeyer and Katie Tilley. Greg is the director for Plaza Suite and Katie is their stage manager. Thank you both for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Well, we want to start with you first, Greg. So people who are not maybe familiar with this show, we know that Plaza Suite is about a variety of topics. Can you sort of get into some of the themes that it follows and some of the things that are covered in it as well?
Absolutely. Well, first off, it's a play that was written by Neil Simon, one of probably America's most prolific playwright. Excuse me, I can't talk. And it takes place at the Plaza Hotel in New York, which is, we all know, the hotel to stay at in New York City. And it's three separate stories that take place in Suite 719 of the Plaza Hotel. The first one, you have a couple who's celebrating their 25th anniversary. In the second act, you have a Hollywood producer who is there to meet his old high school girlfriend. And in the third act, you have a couple who's been married a long time, whose daughter is getting ready to be married in the green room of the Plaza Hotel. And pretty much the theme of the whole show centers on the varying degrees and what happens in a marriage or with love after a long time.
Okay. Could you talk about, Katie, the times and the dates for this show?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to be taking off the second, third, and fourth weekend of February. We're starting off February 10th, and we will have 3 shows a weekend, 2 evening shows, Friday and Saturday starting at 8 p.m. and of course our Sunday matinee starting at 3 p.m. and that's the last 3 weekends of February.
Absolutely. We see you have varying times there, even a 3 p.m. show. So people who might be hanging out with their kids during the middle of the day, can you sort of speak as to whether or not you see this to be something you can bring them to, or is it something you need to reconsider as a parent, being the topics that are covered in the play as well?
That's a good question. I would say that a parent should use their judgment on it. Having young nieces and nephews myself, I don't know that I would bring them. I don't think they'd find it too interesting necessarily, but I think everyone needs to use their own judgment on that one and stuff.
Okay. Greg, a little follow-up on that one too. Without giving too much away, is there a particular scene that you're excited for audiences to see?
Oh, Brian, that's an excellent question, and I'm going to tell you the truth on that. The one thing I like about this play, if anybody knows the history of Plaza Suite, it was just done on Broadway, and Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick played all 3 couples in the show. I have not cast it this way. When I was asked to direct this and read it, I saw this as 3 different couples. And I've got 3 different couples playing it, plus 2 other actors playing some smaller roles. And one of the things I like about this is that all 8 of my actors have their moment that they get to shine in the show. And it's very hard for me to pick out one particular favorite moment because anybody who's ever gone to the theater with me knows that I like to laugh, and I have a somewhat distinct laugh. And I can say this in rehearsal, there have been moments when I've watched all 3 acts work with all the actors where I have just really let out a big chuckle. And I think that that's the one thing I like about this is I think the audience will be thoroughly entertained in every act. So I certainly hope they'll go to the website, call the phone number, or go to our Facebook page and order tickets.
Absolutely. And Katie, quickly before we go, I have to ask you, he just mentioned 2 really prominent Hollywood actors, Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick, who
are married, by the way.
Who are married,
themselves,
right? And have played this before. What do these triad actors bring to the role that makes people want to come out and see y'all's version as opposed to maybe just trying to go up to Broadway to see it instead?
Oh my goodness. Well, I definitely have to second everything that Greg just said about it being hilarious. This show is fantastic. It is so hard to pick a favorite act. It changes every single night for me because what the story and what these actors bring to this story is absolutely phenomenal for such a intimate stage such as Stained Glass. You'll find something different for everyone in every act, for every stage of your life, and it is just a very
Oh, thank you, Rose. We lost the end of your sentence there, but we know that it should be exciting for everybody who decides to come out to go to see Plaza Suite. And of course, thank you, Katie and Greg, for joining us this morning. And like we mentioned earlier, there are quite a few times that you can actually catch the play. To make sure you get those tickets, just head over to that website that's right there on your screen as well.